We are starting the discussion of prevention of rejection in tableting. Almost 90% of the formulations available in the market is solid, oral, and most formulators are the first choice to increase productivity without compromising on quality. It is possible when rejection is avoided. Outline of the presentation. Tablet manufacturing method, tablet rejection, root cause of tablet rejection, overcoming tablet rejection, excipient selection impact on tableting, comparative analysis of excipient. Now tablet. Tablets are the most frequent dosage form due to their advantage. For, for example, availability, easy administration, good stability, and low price. Characteristic according to the pharmacopoeia must be solid, flat or biconvex dishes, unit dosage forms prepared by compressing a drug, mixture a drug with or without diluent. Tablet manufacturing method, wet granulation. Wet granulation consists of a number of steps such as weighing, milling, mixing, granulation, drying, compaction, and coating and packing. Hence, it takes longer time, more manpower, more power consumption, etc. Dry granulation. Dry granulation method eliminates a number of steps but still includes weighing, mixing, slugging, dry screening, lubrication, and compression of granules into tablets. Roller compaction. Roller compaction is a method of powder compaction of dry powders into a solid mass known as the ribbon. This process is achieved by feeding powder through a set of directly opposed counter-rotating rolls. The process avoids the use of liquid and high temperature. Direct compression. Direct compression is a popular choice because it provides the shortest, most effective, and least complex way to produce tablets. The manufacturer can blend an API with the excipient and the lubricant followed by compression, which makes the product easy to process. Although the selection of an excipient and physical mixing of product is a main problem of tablets because it affects the quality of final product, so we are moving towards multifunctional excipient. Direct compression with single excipient. In the case of direct compression with multifunctionality excipient, it eliminates multiple steps and only mixes with API, then compressed and packs. Now tablet rejection. When tableting by wet granulation method, it is not suitable for thermolabile and moisture sensitive materials. Migration of soluble dyes may occur during the drying process. Incompatibility with solvent. When tableting by direct compression method. Weight variation. One of the reasons of weight variation is lubricant or glidant less are not mixed evenly. Secondly, each tablet press does a certain amount of powder into the dye and the powder is then pressed into the tablets by the upper and lower pumps. This means that a volume is dosed but the quality requirement is the weight. Hence, weight variation in a limited extent are quite normal due to variations in the density of the powder material and to the partially incomplete filling of the dye. Tablet weight loss, drug content variation, tablet visual defect, overbinding, sticking. Sticking refers to the tablet material adhering to the dye wall. Peaking. Peaking is a more specific term that describes product sticking only within the letters, logo, or designs on the punch faces. Capping. The upper or lower segment of the tablet separates horizontally either partially or completely from the main body and comes off as a cap during ejection from the tablet press or during subsequent handling. Lamination. Lamination is the separation of a tablet into two or more distinct horizontal layers. Double impression. It is due to free rotation of punches which have some engraving or monogram on the punch faces. During the free travel, the punch rotates and at this point, the punch may make a new impression on the bottom of the tablet. Results in double impression. Root cause of tablet rejection. Poor flowability. Due to poor flowability, powder do not fully discharge. It could be due to common powder flow problem called rat holing. Arching is the flow obstruction in a mass flow vessel where a stable powder arc forms across the outlet walls of the hopper. The rat hole diameter is significantly larger than the achieving diameter. A bridge forms when wall friction holds up ends of the arc. To overcome bridging, the wall friction must be reduced or prevented from occurring. Heterogeneous API blend with excipient. More fine powders present in the blending. Machine punches distance variation. Wrong selection of excipient. Overcoming tablet rejection. First, understand the physical characteristic like nature, flow, particle size, bulk density, etc. of API. Then select the excipient accordingly. Tablet machine evaluation. Selection of excipient as per API properties. The selection of excipient is vital in the design of a quality drug product. Excipient and their concentration in a formulation are selected based on excellent flow properties, good mixing properties, inerty nature, good binding properties, reduced dye friction during tableting, tablet machine run smoothly, comparable with drug, promote disintegration and dissolution, equally distribute API throughout batch, and protect the drug from the moisture, etc. Select the excipient which has high flow fraction coefficient value and the low angle of repose, which leads to the good powder flow. If powder flow is good, it will go uniformly into a die cavity and machine runs with higher RPM and eliminate tablet rejection. Obviously, it will increase productivity with quality. Typically, tableting problems only occur during a scale-up and when using high-speed production scale machines. As on date, the tablet punching machine are well mechanized. The mechanical feeding of feed from the hopper into the die, electronic monitoring of the press, but tablet cross problem still persists, so very important to selection of excipient. Now Monica will continue.
Thank you, Dr. C. Physical property of excipient influencing some tableting profile. These physical parameters are bulk density, particle size, flowability, hygroscopicity, and weightability. Impact of particle size on tableting profile, like disintegration and dissolution profile, weight and content uniformity. We have developed a data with different particle size, and we can see in this graph 50 micron containing tablets having more weight variation at comparative to 90 micron and 120 micron. Bulk density impact on weight and drug content uniformity, hardness and compressibility, thickness, disintegration and dissolution profile. In this graph, we have developed impact on bulk density on tablet hardness. And we can see in this graph, less bulk density material having higher tablet hardness and higher bulk density material containing tablets having lesser hardness at all compaction force. Flowability is a very important parameter for tableting profile. It impacts few properties of tableting like weight and drug content uniformity, hardness and compressibility. Here we have developed a data with different flowable material. Angle of repose is a parameter to measure flowability, and less digit is showing superior flowability and higher digit is showing poor flowability. In this graph, we can see 28 angle of repose having superior content uniformity in tablets and 42 angle of repose showing more weight variation. Hygroscopicity. Hygroscopicity impact on weight and drug content uniformity, hardness and compressibility, disintegration and dissolution profile, physical and chemical stability, and it's increased microbial growth in finished product or tableting. We have developed a data with different moisture content material, and we can see between 4 to 5% moisture content giving good tablet hardness. Less moisture content material is very helpful for moisture sensitive drug. It protects API from the moisture. Weightability is impacted on disintegration and dissolution profile. And in this video, we will see impact of good wettable excipient. If excipient is good wettability, when tablets goes into medium, it disperses very fast and release API frequently. To making a tablet, different excipients is used like binder, glycant, disintegrant, lubricant, and API. In tablets, binder and API is used in more quantity. And to make a good quality tablet, we should choose good quality binder. Microcrystalline cellulose and starch, both binders are used frequently to make tableting. But starch having some limitations. Here we have developed data with the normal starch, spread starch, normal bulk dried MCC and spread drying MCC. And we can see normal starch having less tablet hardness and more variation in hardness uniformity. Spread dry starch having little bit more hardness and good hardness uniformity. But spread drying MCC having higher hardness as comparative to other three materials. This yellow line is indicating non-spread dry material tableting hardness. Starch having some limitations like starch giving less tablet hardness, more friability and more disintegration time. Starch carries and distribute unequal API into tablets. Starch impacts on dissolution profile also. It is not suitable for high-speed tablet machine. Microcrystalline cellulose is available in market in two types, non-spread dried MCC and spread dried MCC. Chemically, both MCCs are same, but a difference in physical parameters. Spread dried MCC having consistency in physical parameters, and this is not possible to in a bulk dried MCC. Spread dried MCC deliver very good tablet profile in terms of good tablet hardness, lesser friability, lesser disintegration time, and improved dissolution profile. But as comparative to spread dry MCC, non-spread dry MCC giving less hardness, more friability, and more disintegration time. Co-process excipient is a new way to develop good physical parameters, and it is very supportive for DC formulations. Co-process excipients having superior physical properties, but not change in chemical structure. Co-process excipients having superior compressibility, higher intensity flow, enhanced lubrication efficacy, improved blending property, and superior binding property. And co-process excipients having less testing as compared to individual excipient. In this slide, we are showing more difference between spread dried and non-spread dried MCC morphology. Spread dried MCC having bigger surface area as comparative to non-bulk dried MCC. And this is higher surface area helps to achieve good tablet hardness and lesser disintegration time and improved dissolution profile. Spread dried MCC having superior flowability as comparative to bulk dried MCC. Here we made MCC placebo tablets with spread dried MCC and non-spread dried MCC. We can see in this table bulk dried MCC having lesser hardness as comparative to spread dried MCC, and spread dried MCC having lesser disintegration time as comparative to bulk dried. Co-process excipients having very good tableting profile and superior physical properties. Here we made a comparison between microcrystalline cellulose, physical blend of microcrystalline cellulose and colloidal silicon dioxide, and silicified microcrystalline cellulose. Silicified microcrystalline cellulose, which is made by co-processed, having higher tablet hardness at all compaction force as comparative to individual microcrystalline cellulose and physical blend of colloidal silicon dioxide and MCC. Co-processed SMCC having very good content uniformity or weight uniformity as comparative to normal MCC. Silicified microcrystalline cellulose giving 25 to 30% higher hardness as comparative to normal MCC. And it is very useful for direct compaction tablet formulation. Now in market, no individual excipient and high functionality excipient and multifunctionality excipients are available. High functionality excipient is like SMCC, HFS, PHA, BLOB. SMCC is known excipient for pharmaceutical market because it's having superior flowability and it is very helpful for DC formulations. HFS is a combination of MCC, mannitol, and silicon dioxide. It having superior flowability and superior binding property. It is very helpful for poorly soluble API and moisture sensitive API. PHA BLOB is a self-lubricated excipient. If we are using PHA BLOB in formulation, no need to lubricant material again. And it's deliver very good tablet profile and it increase productivity also. If we talk about multifunctional excipient, BHA PH and BHA Nutra, both are multifunctional excipient and ready to use for DC formulation. With BHA PH and BHA Nutra, you just mix the API with BHA PH and Nutra and compress the tablets. BHA PH is especially designed for pharmaceutical industries. It is having superior flowability and very good compressibility. BHA Nutra is especially developed for nutraceutical formulation and it gives very good compressibility and flowability and it supports all kind of nutraceutical APIs. In this graph, we have made hardness and disintegration profile and we can see co-processed high functionality excipient and co-processed multifunctional excipient having very good tablet hardness and lesser disintegration time. So it supports direct compaction formulation and it increases productivity with homogeneous product. Thank you.